Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you some species that I've caught. It is going to have repeats of species of fish, but it's going to be pretty much species of fish that I've caught, and like what you'll see in the future on my fishing side of the channel. You can actually see that in the title that you see right now. I could not figure out how to present this, as you can see, it will not let me. So pretty much I'm just going to have to swipe side to side. And on the first part, on the left, you have me last year around October holding two crappie. Hang on. Let's see if I can zoom in. Holding two crappie. It was back when me and my grandpa did a little more crappie fishing, but we don't do much anymore right now, but we are going to start back up because the weather has not been very cold. So the crappie bite has not really been on. And then right here is me just actually a couple of days ago from when this video is posted, maybe about a week, with about a 1.5 to 2 pound largemouth. Definitely not my biggest, as you'll see in the next slide, which was about a couple months ago when me and my friend went bass fishing at a friend of my mother's pond. I'm holding a 4 pound. Oh, now it wants to present. But pretty much I was holding a 4 pounder and he was holding a 5 pounder. If this would load. Yeah, there we go. I was holding a 4 pounder, he was holding a 5 pounder. And in the next slide here, we have fish caught on fly rod. They're not going to be very large because me and my grandpa have not caught large fish on fly rod yet because he's the one who takes me fly fishing. But I am going to post a video on around December. I'll give y'all guys a bit of a hint on what it's going to be. Let's just say it's going to be on the Guadalupe for rainbow trout. Very pretty fish. But on the left, you can see on my 3-weight, I caught a small largemouth. Well, actually 4-weight fly rod. And then right here was a small spider on my 5-weight. I caught a brim on a spider and then another bass, except that was one of the first fish I ever caught on the fly rod. So it was a quite special fish, and it was with a very cheap Academy fly rod. And in the next slide, we have another, wrong slide, another small bass that I caught on the same day that I caught that 3 pounder. Well, actually, that was not the day that I caught the 3 pounder. Or at least I don't believe it was. And then, as you can see in the middle right here, was about a 2-pound bass, 3-pound bass that I caught on a very light rod, which was extremely fun. And then a very large brim that had an extremely large gut for its size that actually ate a soft plastic worm when I was bass fishing. And then right here is my sister holding a little largemouth, which was actually the only fish we caught that day because it was very windy and me and my grandpa were using fly rods and we couldn't hardly get cast because of the wind. And then here's my only hybrid bass I've ever caught, which I really wish I could catch another one. And a hybrid bass, for any of y'all that don't know, is pretty much a white bass and a striped bass crossbred. Some people will call them wipers, which I am kind of against that. And then this is me when I was about 3 to 5 with about a 7-pound catfish that I caught out of my pond. It is still the biggest catfish I have caught to this day, but my dad knows somebody who's going to take me flathead fishing, which I will try to make a video on, or at least try to film, but I probably won't be able to because for specific reasons. But I will put the images on some slides of some overly large flatheads, which are a really cool species of catfish that I have sadly never caught. And then here's another image of when I was really young after a day of speckled trout fishing, which are some really good fish to catch. And here's a day where we went white bass fishing. And most all the fish, except for the catfish and some of the brim you see, are going to have been on lures. Like these striper and white bass were all on lures. And I was really, really young at the time. Like, I don't remember that day. This was just an image. And this was about a 3-pound largemouth, which was my biggest at the time. It was actually a pretty good fish, considering how young I was. And here was me holding a redfish from when I was much younger. And in the back, you can see a flounder here on the left, and a decent amount of speckled trout. Then right here is my first ever crappie, which I believe was a black crappie. I'm not sure. And this is my sister's personal best gar, which is actually about the size of my personal best. It was about a 5-foot long alligator gar, and she makes it look a lot bigger than it actually is. And then here's me holding another hybrid, except one that I did not catch when I was extremely young, but you will see those on this channel. And also here's my sister holding one. And here's another gar, except this is a small little one that I caught, about 3 foot. And it's really fun to catch gar. If any of y'all ever have the chance to go out to the Trinity River and catch gar, I highly suggest doing so. Here's me and my grandpa holding about a 4.5-foot gar. And me, me on a 5-foot 2-inch gar, about 60 pounds. You'll be able to see in this next slide right here. That is my personal best gar. It doesn't have too much girth, but it was a long, long fish. And also here's me holding a little 2.5, 3-footer. We didn't know this at the time, but never hold them like a gar like that, because they have, like, their gills can be razor sharp typically, because they have little blades that they help to wound their prey before eating it, because they can't chew and they don't rip it apart like alligators would. So they actually have to angle it while it's dead into an angle to swallow it. And never hold them like that, because their gills, if they flop, can cut you. Me and my dad did learn that the hard way. And also, here was me after a very successful day of crappie fishing with, I believe, 23 crappie. I'm not sure. I also believe that I had caught my personal best crappie that day. And then here's the last photo on the last slide, where I have 2 crappie in my hand. As you can see, they were decent sized little crappie. I don't know what my facial expression at the time was. And thanks for watching. Hope this gave you a good idea of what you will see on this channel in the future, and I hope you all have a good day. See you next time on an actual fishing video, probably, because I believe that I will be going fishing tomorrow. So, catch you next time. Hope you enjoyed. Peace out.